is sworn in today, Republicans will continue to be in charge of both legislative houses.
And joining us live now to talk more about what Congress plans to tackle this legislative session, Alabama Congressman Bradley Byrne. Good morning, Mr. Byrne.
Good morning, Mr. Byrne.
Good morning.
All right, once President-elect Donald Trump takes office, this new Congress is expected to use its power tackling things like Obamacare and immigration. Tell us more about where you stand on those issues.
Well, we've heard from our constituents all over the state of Alabama, my district here in southeast Alabama, that their premiums have gone up, their co-pays have gone up dramatically, and they can't afford health care anymore. So something's going to have to be fixed. So our fix is pretty simple. We're going to repeal the failed Obamacare law and replace it with something that really works, that holds down costs for people and gives more power to health care consumers instead of having the federal government dictate things to them. So I think you're going to see us move very strongly on that, and I think you're going to see us move in close concert with President Trump.
We know that President Obama will be making his pitch to save Obamacare today. What are your thoughts on that? Will it have a chance, or do you think it will be repealed?
Too little, too late. Actually, a lot too late. We've been telling President Obama and his administration for years now about these fundamental problems with the law. And now that they've lost the election, we're coming up here in the 11th hour, they come running to Capitol Hill and say, hey, wait a minute, we want to talk about fixing the law. Well, if they listened to Republicans from the beginning, we wouldn't have passed this law to begin with. We would have had something fundamentally different. Well, their time's over, and now we have a Republican president, Republican House, Republican Senate, and we're going to do it right so that it works for health care consumers throughout America and make sure we protect everybody in a way that makes sense. There's a way to do this. We're Americans. We're smart. We know how to do these things. We just didn't do it right with the Obamacare law.
Let's talk a little bit about the prison system. Alabama's struggling with how to fix the prison system here in Alabama. What do you think can be done on the federal level to help the state of Alabama?
Well, I think one of the things we can do is to get out of the way in some respects. You know, we have all these federal investigations going on with regard to the prison system in Alabama. The Justice Department's investigating it. I don't think a Justice Department investigation is going to make the situation any better in the prisons in Alabama. We need to help the prison system in Alabama do a better job of taking care of the prisoners we've got, but also figuring a better way to move those prisoners through in a way that makes sense. When I was the Chancellor of Post-Secondary Education in Alabama, we provided the work training programs in the prison system, and we found that if you completed our work training programs in the state prisons in Alabama, we got you a job 100% of the time, and your recidivism rate was less than 3%. Well, let's help the state of Alabama figure out a way to get these prisoners the skills they need so that when they get out, they get a job and they don't come back. And that will reduce the number of people we have in the prison system in Alabama.
Congressman Byrne, can you talk about some of the things that people here in Alabama should be keeping an eye on when this session starts as far as things in the nation's capital that can affect us back here in Alabama?
Well, we're going to have some, I think, exciting things happening for the state of Alabama. For example, in my district, you know, we made the littoral combat ship for the Navy. I think you're going to see us continue to make those ships for years to come. I think you're going to see exciting things happen with Maxwell Air Force Base, with Fort Rucker, and with the installations we have both in Huntsville and Anniston. So I think we're going to see us invest more in our military, which, given the substantial presence of the Defense Department in Alabama, is going to help our state. And I'm excited about the President's infrastructure program. We have infrastructure needs all over the state of Alabama. And if the state of Alabama can work with this new federal program to help us identify projects and start investing in them, that'll be a good thing for everybody throughout the state of Alabama. And then finally doing something about Obamacare is going to take a lot of financial burden off of people, a lot of worry off of people. So I think over this next year and 2 years, as these things begin to roll into place, the people of Alabama are going to say, oh, finally, we got some relief, and now our country and our state's headed in the right direction.
Alabama Congressman Bradley Byrne joining us this morning. We'll want to talk to you throughout this session, so we hope you'll join us again one morning, okay?
Happy to do it.
Thank you so much.